Welcome to Conversations with Laurel, everyone. I am your host, Laurel McHargue, and today I have with me a very special young woman. Her name is Aberlyn Leon. Aberlyn, hi.
Hi.
Welcome to my show. It's been a while since I've seen you.
I know. It's been a
It's
minute.
been it's been a minute. Where are you coming from right now? I'm in Salida.
Yeah, I'm in Buena Vista, Colorado.
Okay, all right. And is this the end of your summer vacation?
Yes, I have about 3 weeks left.
3 weeks left, and then what happens?
And then I go back to my high school, the Link School.
Okay. And this is your senior year?
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh. How is senior year going to be different from last year?
Well, I never thought so. I go to an outdoor experiential high school called the Link School, and I never thought that I would be staying for my senior year. I thought it was only going to be a junior year thing, so I think that's going to be pretty different. I'm really excited about that. We're going to go on some really fun trips that I haven't gone on before, so I think that's going to be great.
So tell me why you didn't think that you were going back there for your senior year. Did you think you were going back to where?
I thought I was going to go back to the high school in BV,
Okay.
um, but I ended up staying because I thought the academics were better, and I really loved the outdoor element, the outdoor like experiential learning element of Link.
All right. What was the toughest thing you've had to do outdoor wise with this course?
Ooh, um, I I had to conquer a little bit of fear about water. I'm a huge rafter, and so I raft all the time in the summer. But we went on this big trip on Desolation Canyon at the end of last summer, or at the end of last school year, and the water was really big, like much bigger than I was used to. So I think
Yeah.
that was pretty challenging because it was just so different than anything I'd been exposed to on the Arkansas.
Yeah.
And so that was a big challenge I had to overcome, but I'm so glad I did.
All right. And boy, it's really low this year. Kind of
I know.
crazy. So I'll just let everyone know. I met you because you participated in the 2026 Central Colorado Writers Youth Writing Contest that we've done for every year so far. Tell me how you heard about that.
I actually went to school with Cam Torrens' sons, so they're actually close friends of mine, and
Okay.
so I heard about that through them, and then I started competing in this contest when I was in seventh grade, I believe, and then have just continued because I think it's so fun.
It is. It's so the each year, CC writers, Central Colorado writers, come up with a theme, and each year it's different, and they're all very, very general. And so this year's theme was secrets, secret or secrets. And so when you heard that, and again, you were the first place winner in the senior category, which is why I'm interviewing you, because that was one of your perks that you got. When you heard the category secret or secrets, what was the first thing that came to mind?
Well, I was actually on a international school trip. We were in Baja, Mexico, and that's when I first heard about the category. My English teacher was there with us and was sharing it with us. And so then that got me like kind of thinking while I was in Mexico, which ended up being like the inspiration for my entire story. Because there's so many, I'd never been to Mexico before, and there's so many like different cultural elements and like almost hidden secrets that Mexico showed me while I was there. And so I knew as soon as I heard it that I wanted to write it about Mexico.
And so the title of your story is El Gran Secreto Malo en Las Dunas,
Yeah.
right? So are you fluent in Spanish?
I'm not fluent. I'm in Spanish 3 this year, so I can hold my own in a conversation, but not quite fluent yet.
All right. All right, you've been submitting for years. What uh, what makes you want to participate in these types of contests?
Um, I don't do a whole lot of creative writing. I'm very focused on journalism at the moment, so wrote for the newspaper in BV quite a bit. Um,
Okay.
And so I love reading fantasy books and fiction books, and so I just love learning and working on a different kind of writing other than journalism.
All right. So I was just going to ask you what you're reading right now, or what have you read this summer that you might recommend to me or to
Ooh,
anybody else out there?
I have been reading a lot of Kristen Hanna. So right now I'm reading The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna.
Okay.
I've also read a few John Green books, so Looking for Alaska and Paper Towns. Those were probably some of my like highlight books. Those were really fun.
All right. Talk a little bit about your writing process. So you knew that you were going to compete in this, and you had a word limit, and you had, secrets as the theme. How long did like how do you process? How do you create? How do you come up with a final product that's a winner?
Well, for this story specifically, I started the whole process while I was in Mexico. We do a lot of journaling as a part of our school curriculum while we're out on these trips, and so I had a lot of opportunities to journal about things that I was thinking about, and we ended up going to a fishing village where we did service work to help them with their boats and their nets. And so I had a lot of time on the beach there, and I was able to, and that's where I ended up writing my story about. And so I had a lot of time to like sit and like gather details and just write down all the amazing parts about that fishing village. And then when I came back to the United States, I like sat down and wrote it all out on a Google document and just started organizing how I wanted to write it. And I knew at first I wanted my story to have a little bit of a cliffhanger. So my first draft was actually very different than the draft that I submitted to the story. Um, I had my mom look at it and she was like, "Wow, this is so amazing." And then she was actually the one to tell me it kind of sounds like Little Red Riding Hood. And so that's
Ah,
where I put in the Little Red Riding Hood element into my story. Um, and ended up kind of writing a retelling of Little Red Riding Hood in the fishing village.
all right. And there are dunes, and there's a really mystical element to it.
Yeah.
Uh, talk a little bit about that.
I um I knew that I didn't want there to be like an actual wolf, but I knew that was such an important part of the story that I thought, wouldn't it be so cool if I took just a symbol for my story, in this case the dunes, and I turned that into the wolf. And so while she is like running trying to get back to her village and she can't like the dunes seem to be holding her in. I really liked adding in that imagery of like the sweat, like a warm breath running down her neck, or the cactus being the claws, like that being the wolf element rather than having an actual wolf. Yeah.
And yeah, and you have the grandmother too, and the connection between grandmother granddaughter, which is beautiful. Uh,
Yeah.
so you say you haven't done much creative writing, but this is really creative. I mean, to imagine, yeah, the thorns as claws. I just it was really quite stunning.
Thank you. I guess I
So
should say
yeah.
um I have done quite a bit of creative writing. I guess in more recent years it's been more of a focus on journalism rather than creative writing.
All right. So what are your goals? What are your school goals? You have one more year with Link, and then where do you see yourself going or doing?
Um, Definitely college. I've started my whole college application process now. I'm writing all my essays at the moment, and I'm just not sure where I want to end up. Most likely somewhere here in Colorado or California because I have a lot of family in California. But I'm really hoping to double major in music and journalism.
What kind of music?
I do sing. I sing a whole lot. I take voice lessons. I used to be in choir before I came to Link, and I love music so much.
That's incredible. So tell us a little bit more about Link, about the school, because I think probably a lot of people haven't heard about it. And it's an outdoor experiential kind of thing. Did you had to apply to get in? How do you end up going to a place like that?
Yeah, I did. So Link is a experiential outdoor high school. It's a private school and it is a boarding school. And what makes Link really special is that they can only take 14 students per year in total. That's the entire school. So we can go on such amazing trips like rock climbing trips and rafting trips and things like that. It's easier if the school is small.
Mhm.
And so, yes, I had to apply, and then I had an interview with the head of the school, James Orlett, and then, yeah, and then I was accepted, and it was such a wonderful year last year. I learned so much. Do, um, we do like classes in the morning, and then we have some sort of outdoor activity in the afternoon, whether that be rock climbing or skiing or rafting
Is
if
this
the
a
river's
rain?
high.
Is this a rain or shine kind of thing? Like every
Yes.
afternoon you go out regardless of
For the
the
most
weather?
part, yeah.
Yeah?
Rock climbing, it can be hard sometimes if it's too wet because it can be slippery or the water can break down certain types of rock, so then it's not good to like be on the rock.
And do students come from different states?
Yes. So we have right now we have about five who are local, and then everyone else is from around the country. And then last year we had one student from Germany. So
Oh, wow.
we even have some international students come in sometime. We had a visitor from um, Wales last year, so it's kind of a worldwide look at the, yeah.
Do you have siblings?
I do. I have a younger brother. His name is Zach.
Does he want to go to Link? Do you know?
You know, he's super involved with our local high school. He does soccer and theater and choir. And so at the moment, I don't think that he's interested in coming to Link because he has all these other wonderful activities, but you never know. He also loves the outdoors. So I maybe.
So you say it's boarding. So do you sleep there? And
Yeah, I do during the week and then I come home on the weekends.
okay, all right. And then do you bring home some of the students from other states that can't go home on weekends? Have you ever done
I've brought home
that?
some of my friends, yeah. But they can also stay at the school on the weekends. So,
How's the food?
oh, it's so good. We actually cook everything ourselves.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we breakfast and lunch are kind of on our own. So we have like a whole kitchen space and we can kind of cook using whatever ingredients are in the kitchen. And then dinner, we're put into separate meal crews. And then one of our teachers or residential heads come with a meal and then we help them prepare it for everyone.
All right. Wow, that sounds incredible.
Yeah.
So, journalism, you want to be what kind of journalist do you want to be? Do you want to travel? You want to do what where do you see yourself in the journalism world?
Well, in more recent years, I've been very interested in political journalism because
Okay.
I find it um, really hard when, I mean, there's so much bias in the journalism world.
Yeah.
And so I went to Washington, D.C. on a trip 2 years ago with a youth tour with a bunch of kids from around the country. And I was able to learn a lot about what actually happens in the Capitol building. And it was really interesting because from like my experience before, it seemed like a lot of politics was very black and white. But when I got there, it was really cool to see both political parties working together to solve big issues, and I never see anything like that in the news. So I would love to bring a less biased, like more like together view of what actually happens in politics.
Just the facts, right? Not
Yeah.
so not so much entertainment, although you do have the creative bent where you could make the facts entertaining, I would imagine. So I have to ask you this, because this is a huge issue right now, and it was even an issue, it's going to be an issue in the youth writing contest, right?
Mhm.
Artificial intelligence. What's your
Yes.
what's your stand on that? Now, when you look back, it's not going anywhere, right? It's only going to be more ingrained in everything that we do. Um, we have people saying, well, if you use a thesaurus, if you use what's a better word for this? That's artificial intelligence, right? That's helping you. That's a tool that's helping you. And so I know that AI can help. But how do you feel about its impact right now on your education?
Um, right now, I feel like AI is not a helpful tool, not the way it's been structured right now. I think it has the potential to be helpful, um, but especially as a writer, it's kind of hard when AI just like pulls from all of these sources and all of these writers like that are like copyrighted, and so it seems very maybe hypocritical to the writing world, like when we're not supposed to like pull from other people's work without like citing it correctly. But AI just does it anyway when they're formulating their answers. I think it does have the potential in the future to be helpful with questions or organizing like business strategies or things like that. But um, overall, right now, it should be a tool that we use quite yet.
For the creative process. So is this something that at the Link School your teachers have discussed, or are there ways that they check? How have you noticed it?
At Link, we there's a like a computer program they use called Land School where they can kind of look at all our screens um, to just kind of see what we're working on throughout the day. And I think that's definitely been a helpful tool in avoiding use of AI. And my English teacher, she actually uses there's like a feature on Google Docs where she has us write all of our essays and writing prompts and everything that shows you exactly how we typed it out, and it will also show if you can copy and paste something um, the into your work. And I feel like that's been a really helpful in discouraging AI use at my school.
All right. Okay. Because right now, we, the judges and the people in CCW are thinking about this. And it's like, how do we, because the prize, right? The prize is pretty hefty. It's a cash prize.
Yeah.
And so how, are there ways that we as an organization could limit um, the idea of cheating, frankly, you know, when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
Uh, any suggestions? Would you have done this contest if there hadn't been a cash prize? If there had
Yes,
been something else?
I definitely would have still done the contest. I've loved doing this contest. And it's just really fun because especially when a lot of my friends also like enter their stories into the contest, it's kind of fun. Um, like just playful competition in between my friends and I. But um, yeah, I definitely would say that I would have done it without the cash prize.
Huh. Would something like writing coaching have been a motivator, do you think, to anyone?
I definitely think so. One of my friends, she competed in the contest, is like a huge writer. She's written multiple books of her own and has working on many fantasy series. And I definitely think she would have loved more writing coaching if that had been an option. I'm super excited for the conference that I get to go to. Um,
Yes, yes. Tell us about that. I know about it, but tell us about
yeah,
that. That's
I'm
coming up in September, right?
Yeah, so part of my prize was getting to go to a writing conference in Denver where
Yeah.
I get coaching and get to sit in and listen to real published authors share about things. And I'm super excited about
Yeah.
that. That's going to be such a cool experience.
Yep, that's the Rocky Mountain Fiction Writers Conference, which
Yeah.
they hold every year in September, and it is a wonderful opportunity. I'm so glad that you're going to get to go. Who's going to go with you?
My mom.
Okay, all right. Is your mom a creative writer?
Yes, she is. She loves writing and has written many things since she was little. Um, but yeah, she loves writing.
Is she published? I need to have her
She
on my show.
I don't think I don't think she's published yet. I think she's
Okay.
working on a couple of things, but it's always so busy during the school year. So, yeah.
All
And she
right.
also works at the Link School, so she's,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, tell her maybe she needs to get in touch with me and maybe we need to have a little discussion about her writing and what she might do with that because I I know things about how to get published.
Yeah.
Aberlyn Leon, this has been fascinating. You are a very talented young woman, and I am excited for you and your future. What advice might you have for students out there who like to write, maybe, you know, don't know what to do with it, don't think there's anything good that can come from it? Yeah, give kids your age and younger some advice.
My advice to you would be, um, writing comes super easily when you feel really inspired. Like this story, I has probably been the most inspired I've ever felt writing a story, and that's why I think it ended up being so good was because I was able to just like write from my heart. Um, and I do think that when you really are in touch with your writing and in touch with your emotions, that's when your like manuscripts and essays and writing just becomes so much better. So like
Ah,
finding that inspiration.
and you have a community too. You have other people who read your work and maybe give you some feedback.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to share.
Oh, my English teacher, she gave me so much helpful feedback. And then it was a lot of my mom. My mom has always been my um, like
Sounding board.
co-editor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. She has always looked over my work, and I'm so grateful to her for that. Um, and so, yeah, she was one of my biggest supporters in this.
That's excellent. And I would say, as a former English teacher myself, if you are a young person and you're interested in writing, and maybe what you're doing in your classroom isn't jazzing you, maybe you have things that you're working on your own on the side. Talk to your English teacher, your language arts teacher. I know that if a student came to me with that, I would be absolutely delighted and thrilled to help them with, you know, outside of school projects and, finding contests because they can be fun and they can be very rewarding.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, so you're going to compete again this year, right?
Yes, I am. I'm really excited.
All right, we haven't come up with a prompt yet. We haven't come up with a theme yet. So, and we don't announce the theme until it's like a month out. I think we give you maybe a month and a half to
Hmm.
write something and to submit something. And the submissions are completely anonymous. The judges are all members of Central Colorado Writers Group, and there are no names associated with any of the entries, and they are judged using a rubric which, very detailed in different categories of things that we look for and look at. And so, yeah, it's as fair as we can make it as far as the judging process goes. And then we have an award ceremony, and the winners get their big checks and their other things, and they get to share their stories. Listeners out there, if you would like to read Aberlyn's story and the other submissions, they are on the CC Writers website, which I'll have a link below too, and you can read all their stories. And wow, anything else you'd like to say?
Um, I am just so excited to compete in this contest again. It was such a wonderful learning experience, and I'm really it's just so grateful and excited to be able to go to this writing conference. And I think my mom is excited as well.
I bet.
And yeah, so just thank you so much.
All right, 3 weeks left. You have 3 weeks left before our school starts up again. What are your
Yeah.
plans?
College applications is the main thing.
Okay.
I'm trying to get a jump start on them, but I also am gonna hang out with some of my friends. We're gonna do some fun senior things like painting our cars and we do like senior jeans. It's like a trend, but that'll be really fun.
Excellent, excellent. Aberlyn Leon, thank you. You are a talented young woman, and I look forward to reading more from you in the future. So good luck this year. Good luck to you and all your friends at Link and everybody else. And this is not just a Central Colorado writers contest. It's open to anyone who hears about it. We have people submit from different states, so it's pretty darn cool. So stay in touch. Um, Follow me, subscribe to my channel, and give us a thumbs up. And if you have any questions for me or for Aberlyn, write them below, and we'll answer you. Aberlyn, thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your summer, and keep being awesome.
Thank you.
Bye bye.